Woo. Hello everybody, welcome back to the Lawrence Allcott channel. I hope you're all very well. It's coming to the end of the season in the Premier League, but my team, QPR, they're done. It's over. Not overall, we're fine, but we've finished the season and I haven't done a QPR video yet, and I thought this might be the right time to do it. It's not something I want to talk about every single week in terms of QPR, but I feel like I'm a QPR fan. That's the team I care about. I've got a season ticket at QPR, and so I should look at the season that we've had. And when I do that, because often people go, oh look, you finished 15th, that means it's not been a good season. And so I kind of want to look into that as well and give my feelings and my context on it, on 2017-2018 as a season, where QPR are at this moment in time, and also I'm looking into some of the stats as well. So what I'm going to try and do is get the stats up on here. So just bear with me for a second, and then we can hopefully have a look at the soccer stats. There's a website called Soccer Stats, and on that website you can see all the things that have happened. Because I think with QPR, for over the last few years, people have been thinking it's a bit of a mess, and it has been a bit of a mess, and that's fair enough. But I feel like QPR have had a successful season. It's strange to say that when they've only got 3 points more than last season, finished 18th last season, 15th this season. But there's so many positives that are there to be had if you want to find them. Ian Holloway, anyone who knows me and knows me with Ball Street, knows me with the long Ball Street and stuff like that, they'll know that I love Ian Holloway. And a lot of people don't. A lot of people think he's a bit of a joke. A lot of people think he's a sort of clown of a manager, doesn't think through what he's doing. I totally disagree with that. And I feel like this season's a big example of what he's done. And on the face of it, if you look at QPR, and it's the same for a lot of football clubs in the Championship and below, teams that don't have the budget of Middlesbrough, of Aston Villa, of Derby, of all those teams, they have to find a different way of doing things. QPR tried to do it the same way as those guys, tried to spend a hell of a load of cash, and it didn't work. Now they're in debt, they're in huge debt, and God knows what's going to happen with the financial fair play. But on the pitch, they've had to tweak it and change it. And Ian Holloway has dealt with a huge amount of upturn. He's had to change that squad. He's had to start to bring in players that aren't the calibre of players that we've brought in before. They're not the sort of Ben Ayooms, the Cranchars, the Bobby Zamoras. The list goes on. Ji-sung Park, I know that's in the Championship. In the Premier League. But the players that he's brought through this season, I think every QPR fan should be excited about what's happening at QPR now, and not look totally at the table. Understand that the people that we've brought through this season, Eze is so exciting. Smith is so exciting. He's played for his international side. That's incredible. And let's remember, this is QPR. This is a QPR side that's not brought through players for decades. For a long time, the only player who really, really established themselves was Richard Langley and Kevin Gallen. That's in the mid-90s. So you've got to give huge credit for Holloway to be able to put the tactics in place to allow a team with the lack of quality that QPR have had for most of this season. Ultimately, it's a squad that's just littered with potential. And I'm okay with that. I think QPR fans generally should be okay with that. They should understand that we're a club that's not going to be able to spend our way out of this league anymore. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to buy players like we did for years, like we did in the early 90s when we were a great side. Buy players from lower level teams and move them on and make them great players, see potential in them and move it forward. It did it with Andy Sinton, did it with Trevor Sinclair, did it with Les Ferdinand. And in terms of the players that he's brought through now, to judge us and see this season as anything apart from an exciting success, you're missing the point. But what I wanted to do is go through these stats. Hopefully it's recording right now, and we can chat through it. And because I think there's good parts and bad parts to QPR, and I'm going to try and do this maybe on some other clubs as well. But when I was looking at soccer stats, I saw some interesting things there. And the big thing for QPR last season was the away form. It was awful. And looking at this one here, you can see points per game. That's the total. But at home, look how strong our home form was. The average points per game, 1.75. We've got 1.56, and that's a team that's finished 15th. Let's remember that. Goals conceded, I think we'll get on to talk about that even more, but that's more than we would like, and that's why we're 15th in the league. But when you look at the away form, that's what totally has led to a season that could have been a lot more exciting. But it also leads to causes for optimism. It's how you want to spin it. It's how you want to be as a QPR fan. For me, I want to try and be understanding and understand where we're trying to go, the players that we've got, and why this season has led to it being mediocre and mid-table, which is what I wanted. I was happy with that. With the squad that we had, it was a poor squad. And you look at the Premier League experience that we've got in that squad. It's Nedum Onuoha, who is now leaving as well. So although the future looks bright, it's a scary time for QPR. Holloway's going to have to get his recruitment spot on. The thing that I found really interesting when I was looking at the soccer stats was, if you look at the fixtures here, the home form has totally kept us in this league. And that's about finding a way of winning games. And the squad that we've got, someone like Matt Smith is a great player who's incredibly effective at what he does. But if you look at the rest of that squad, up until the last 2 months of the season, there was an absolute lack of quality in the final third. I think there's players who concern the opposition, and then there's players who should be concerned with the opposition, if that makes sense. And when you're attacking wingers and people like Pavel, he's not an attacking threat in any way, shape or form. If it was up to me, I'd let him go. I think he's not good enough. And on the other side, it's been a sort of whole range of different people that ultimately haven't really been good enough to get beyond players. Then it's down to hard work and down to finding other ways of scoring goals. And that's what we have been able to do. Matt Smith has been a great signing for the club. He's done brilliantly. And without him, we would not be in this division. There's no way. But what was really impressive, I thought, was looking at this. From, Ipswich in 12th down, there's 3 games where we haven't won the game at home against those lower mid-table teams, and I think that says a lot. It shows that maybe it's not about the sort of the desire to do well or the spirit. The spirit's got to be good there, because that wouldn't be as clear. It looks like it's down to quality. We haven't got the quality to beat these better teams. On occasion, we can do with the spirit and the fight that we show. We did beat Wolves, beat Cardiff, the top 2 in the league, beat Sheffield United as well at home. But ultimately, we wanted to go and win those games. The desire was there, the work ethic was there, the quality wasn't always there. And I think that shows in both the home victories that we won that ultimately kept us in the division, but the lack of away wins that we were able to get. I don't think we had the quality to keep the ball well enough. I think we're still missing another centre midfielder who's going to slow the game down. And then if you look at our best performances away from home, the best performance, it was Aston Villa away from home. Eze played up front, and Eze allowed us to have an outlet who would hold on to the ball and give you 5, 6, 7 seconds to regroup, move up the pitch and start to play in the other team's half. For a huge part of the season, we've had players who just aren't good enough, but at least they've put the work rate in. And we're now looking at a squad that, this is something else Holloway's done for me. He's improved a lot of the players that we've got. Jack Robinson wasn't playing to the level that he was this season. Bidwell, I think the same. I think Anua's had a great season this season, made a lot of mistakes last season. Washington, I don't think he's good enough for us. I think he should move on, but he's improved in my opinion. Scowen's a Holloway signing and he's brought him in. Freeman is a Holloway signing, he's brought him in. Both have been fantastic for us. I think Luongu's had his best season for us. He's one player of the season. I think that says a lot. So that, again, has to be down to Holloway improving him. I just think it's... And also think about the players who've come through who didn't even exist. Eze, Smith, Kakai, Furlong is a championship player. It's done and dusted. He's quite possibly a championship centre-back as well. He's brought through so many players into this squad. Chair's had moments where he's got the quality there as well. So I think there's a lot that QPR fans didn't realise going into this season, but actually we've done pretty well. And I'm excited for next season because we've got players who haven't cost us anything. We can use that money to maybe, if we've got any money, to try and bring in a couple of players who are going to make the difference. And then hopefully looking at this team, Silla, not good enough for me. He can go. But he has still contributed with 7 goals this season. Luongu scoring more goals this season, 6. He's only going to get better. And the whole squad is young. So young. Again, so to finish off really, the away form is not good enough. That's about game management. That's about confidence. That's about understanding that you don't need the crowd behind you to get it done. You need to be able to keep the ball better. I think we haven't done that well enough, and I think that comes down to personnel as well, and also players who can unlock a defence. The whole season it's been about Luke Freeman, really, apart from Eze in the last few games. Smith with his ability to be a live wire. The away form's not been good enough. I understand that, but I think for the amount of upheaval, for the lack of money, for us to have 3 more points than we did have last season, and for us to have a squad that we can be excited about next season, that is totally potential, that is generally has an average age of under 25, that's bringing through players that QPR has never seen. I just wanted to say, and I wanted to put it on my channel, I want to say that I'm proud to be a QPR fan this season. People will say I'm being silly, we should be doing better, but you look at the wage bills, look at the amount of money that we're spending on players, and look at the amount that other teams are. I think we should be really proud of what we're doing. I think we're moving in the right direction. I think Brentford that's the prototype. I think that's what you do. You go buy good young players, sell them on for more money, and then buy a better 22-year-old. That's what we need to be doing in the future. But if Holloway can bring in a few players who can score more goals, I think it's got to be a striker. We need a better winger. Can we get a great loan signing from one of those big Premier League clubs? Then that could make a difference. But I'm excited. And I know I've just probably spoken from the heart instead of looking at these stats. And I mean, I'm cool with that. But I just wanted to say that I'm happy to be a QPR fan. I'm proud to be a QPR fan. Anyone who doesn't want Holloway as the manager, you're missing the point. It's about passion. It's about caring. And this is a guy who has developed as a manager as time has gone on. He wouldn't have lasted this long. There's countless managers that haven't been able to get the promotions that he's got at different clubs. Been able to stick around the game as long as he had. Look, it didn't work at Millwall, hasn't worked at Leicester. But name me a manager who's who's been able to succeed at every single place. I know Neil Warnock's done well, but Neil Warnock is snide. His gamesmanship is, I don't like it. And if this team could become something, then it would be the greatest promotion that we've ever had as QPR fans. So my final message for the season, I think it's a C+. I think for the amount of change, it's been brilliant. I'm excited to go and watch my team. I think we go for it. I think we've got players who care and who I'm excited to watch next season. So that is my season review of QPR. If you're a QPR fan, then let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you disagree, then we can have a chat. And if you agree, it'd be great to hear that, because I think on Twitter, people can be very negative, and that's often my understanding of what QPR fans are feeling. So let me know in the comments below. If you haven't checked out the World Cup selector, it's a World Cup coming up, and we've done a podcast picking our England World Cup team. If you haven't checked that out, then go and check that out right now on the James Lawrence Allcott channel. Do me a favour, hit that subscribe button, click the like button as well, click the notification bell so that you can check out every video I put up, and I'll see you very soon.